Bitcoin on the daily chart making a beautiful move to the upside. Ethereum doing something as well. Good time to use a little bit of caution in this video. I want to go over exact target areas where I think we could start introducing the more longer term macro bull confirmation, maybe the eyebrow being raised, the eyebrow of excitement for the bulls being raised. We're not there yet. Right now, we can use some caution on the short-term charts. We have some really nice levels to watch for on Bitcoin, Ethereum, on altcoins. To start this video, though, I need to do something that I just think is generally incredibly important to the continuation of my content covering crypto. If you've watched my content, you know I'm just not a 4-year cycle bear. I'm not a 4-year cycle person. I think crypto markets, and this is good news for you if you're a crypto holder, even if you're a 4-year cycle person, I think crypto markets are following a completely different model, and a completely different thesis is what is driving the crypto bull and bear markets. And I want to go over with this new data that I've laid out for you. And I want to start this. As we go over this, I'm going to show you the expansion of the business cycle as it correlates to crypto. You can't deny the visualization that I've put together for you. But before I even start this, I want to lay a couple things out for you. This is the Ethereum risk model in the CCV intelligence system. I just want to point this out for the record. You can see this chart right now. The risk score for Ethereum is at a 28. 73% of the time after 3 months, price is higher. 92% of the time after 1 year, price is higher. What I want to point out to you for the record is what you see going on right here. We've had a risk score on this Ethereum model in June of a 10, also in June of a 13. If you zoom out on our risk model here, I just want to put this out there and state this. July 2026, we are in opportunity zone for crypto. We are in accumulation zone for crypto from a risk appetite perspective. It takes years and cycles to get to these moments. So whether that's in June, whether it's in July, it's the rest of the summer, that's where we are right now. It doesn't even matter if you're a 4-year cycle person. We're in opportunity zone. If you go to our altcoin risk model, you can see we're sitting at 11. 85% of the time after 3 months, for all the way going back to 2013, price was higher. 100% of the time after 1 year, price was higher at this risk score of 11. You can go through all of our risk models here, and you can get a sense of what these are saying. Cardano is at a 12 right now. So that's for the record. Secondly, 2 things to go over for you as we dive into this macroeconomic data, which I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter if you're a 4-year cycle person or not. This is very good news if you are a crypto holder for what is getting ready to happen, because it's expansive and it's explosive, and it's something that has not happened for like 5 to 6 years. First things first, though, global recession risk just hit its lowest level since January 2021. I just want to put that out there. There are people, I don't even know where they're getting the data, like recession about to hit. And there's also people that are like, we're about to, not crypto, all markets are about to just explode to the downside. It's over, right? It is not over. We're entering a productivity boom. Oil crashed from 120 to 70 over the last 2 months, which pulled CPI and other inflation data down with it. And that's exactly what feeds into this index. I want to say, I know there's people out there, well, look at oil now. It's right back to the upside. This is, again, short-term volatility. So when we're thinking about long-term inflation, once this war, again, a peace deal or something, the war ends again, this is probably going to fall even lower. And the disinflation narrative will come back even stronger. All I've been saying is disinflation is rate cuts are way closer than rate hikes, because the disinflation narrative is way more sound right now than an inflation narrative that is driven by short-term oil prices, which all of a sudden can collapse once this war ends. And then lastly, I want to show you this very quick clip, and then we're going to get into this research and these models that are put together as it relates to the business cycle. When the business cycle charges, everything lights up, and that is very good news for your crypto bag. So check this out.
You say inflation will keep coming down as AI stands to double productivity. How would you assess the macro story today, sir?
I would assess the macro story as being very healthy, because if we look, what gives me the great confidence is the underlying economy. The general trend of the economy is very strong, and importantly, on the other side, the core inflation number has not accelerated due to the short-term rise in energy prices. So
this is phenomenal news, everybody. And this is Scott Bessent, Treasury Secretary. But not only that, you take into account Kevin Warsh, the Fed chair, the way that they're about to just read inflation in general and measure inflation is going to be different than what we've seen. So the whole entire game is changing right now, everybody. And that is at the intersection of this chart. And here it is. It is the business cycle expansion. It, in my opinion, just supersedes anything that you are seeing with four-year cycle. This is what drives crypto bull and bear markets. What I did was I put together this very simple chart. And what it is, it's a Bitcoin chart, Ethereum chart, Russell 2000, copper versus gold. And it overlays these highlighted areas are PMI charging. These highlighted areas on, say, Bitcoin here, that is when PMI is expansive above 50. And the same is true for Ethereum. I just want you to notice from the visualization alone, when PMI is in strong expansion, that is the crypto bull markets that you have enjoyed over these cycles. Even this Bitcoin previous move from 2022 lows to all-time high, PMI is not an expansion. You might be like, well, Dan, doesn't that just destroy the entire thesis? It doesn't destroy the entire thesis at all. And actually, in fact, I'm going to read you something. It is amazing news for all the Bitcoin people, Bitcoin maxis, that were actually very underwhelmed with how Bitcoin performed. This was not Bitcoin's bull cycle. This was not the Bitcoin bull cycle. That expansion bull cycle that you've gotten used to, that happens when PMI expands. And you can see with the overlays, that has not happened yet, but it is getting ready to happen. And we are right at the doorstep of that happening. So 2023, 2025, Bitcoin doing this move. What is going on? Bitcoin ran from 16,000 to 120,000 while PMI sat below 50 nearly the entire time. That is the argument that says your PMI business cycle thesis is destroyed. That rally ran outside the business cycle. ETF access, if you remember, ETFs, boom, they got approved for Bitcoin. The election hype, election flows, structural demand, not cyclical expansion, which is the good news. It was never the bull. It was never the bull market. That's why it felt grinding and narrow instead of expensive. That's why when you go look at this Bitcoin bull market, you're like, that's an interesting, different bull market. I guess Bitcoin's changing, and it is in a lot of ways. But why was it so different to these parabolic moves? It's very simple. The overlay, the PMI overlay shows you exactly why. And so if this business cycle is starting to expand now, and we are getting ready to go into a productivity boom that many people are not even ready for, if that's getting ready to happen, then the bull market that you think has happened for Bitcoin hasn't happened yet and is getting ready to. And the bull market that you have just been like, where is it for altcoins? Here's Ethereum. At least Bitcoin broke all-time highs. Look at Ethereum. Why do you think it was so stagnant and sideways? Well, look at the drainage of the business cycle. You see no highlighted overlay over all these years. Some expansion kind of here and there. It's because we've not had business cycle expansion in the PMI. And you can see when we get that business cycle expansion in the PMI, this is when altcoins move. This is when Bitcoin moves. This is when you get that bull market, that parabolic bull market. So the other thing is the correlation with Russell 2000 and copper versus gold, I think, make this entire thesis more sound because you cannot ignore what is happening right now. You can't ignore copper versus gold bottoming as PMI is starting to expand. And we see something similar on the altcoin dominance chart. But I wanted to point this out too, because this is another argument that you will hear that is out there, because you do see these times, these moments. All right, well, I mean, what's up with why is it charged up? The PMI right here and crypto's falling, right? It's explainable. And it's actually very simple. PMI was above 50, 2014, because the business cycle was topping out. The upward expansion of that cycle was over. And that's just it. If you go back up to Bitcoin and we look at the expansion of that cycle, look at this. That was the bull market expansion. Yeah, it was above 50 here, but that was PMI topping out there in 2014. It is so easily explained. And if you go back to the PMI chart, actually, you can just see here's expansion starting, the bull market starting. And look, here it is. PMI topped out. It was done. And here's 2014. So crypto, of course, starting to fall and PMI getting ready to contract along with it. And then boom, PMI expands, bull market, and then PMI tops out. Guess what else happens there? Crypto tops out towards the end there. And you can just see that all in the 2018 move, right? Right here. There's PMI expanding, 2018 going to the bear market. It is a correlation that you just can't ignore. You can be a 4-year cycle person. I've respected it this entire cycle. I still respect it. I respect you. But just look at the data that is on the screen. It is so much more, I would say, time intensive to absorb this data, to really bring it all together and understand what's going on. I realized the 4-year cycle, it's so simple. And I think a lot of people in the crypto space just like it that way. Just give me like a sentence explainer of like exactly when the bull market will start. And that's why I think the 4-year cycle is so popular. But when you start digging into actual data, and it is the drainage and the charging of PMI, you can see it is moving these crypto cycles. And that should excite you so much in 2 ways. If you're a Bitcoin maximalist, the bull market that you think you had, that was not the bull market. That is getting ready to happen. The parabolic bull market that comes with the charging of the PMI, that is getting ready to happen, in my opinion, because we're getting the PMI business cycle expansion. And then when it comes to Ethereum and altcoins, the sideways for 5 years, the down for 5 years, that is because we've had record-breaking quantitative tightening. We've had business cycle contraction and consolidation that we've not seen. You can go back to the 1940s, and this is what altcoins have done. But if this PMI business cycle is getting ready to charge up and to go in expansion, then the good news is if you're Ethereum, an altcoin holder, this is what happens in crypto markets when that happens. And you can see it illustrated visually on the screen. That is what is driving these cycles. And this is my data. This is what I'm convinced of. And this is how I'm planning through these cycles. Obviously, alongside our risk models and just trying to manage my own risk in terms of accumulation, and also planning, when am I going to sell? When am I going to take profits? Now that risk has gotten as low as it has, now that we are where we are in this cycle, how am I taking my profits? That's what I'm using our intelligence system for. But I wanted to put this together for you. Just kind of a visualization of what is going on. My thesis better visualized, because I know I'm always hopping around. Here's the Russell 2000. Here's copper versus gold. Here's the PMI. Well, here it is all together, visualized on the screen. And I'm going to try and work with the guys to kind of present this and make this more available to our members. But that's something that I'm just working on behind the scenes. But right now I wanted to present this to you as I kind of continue to work through tracking these cycles, tracking what is going on right now. Now we can pivot over and we can look at Bitcoin price and Ethereum price, because there are some things to kind of pay attention to. So I want to start on Bitcoin. I think such a big area, and I've mentioned this before, is the 20-week moving average. It's around 70,000. But I want to speak to the daily chart, the zoomed in price action. 2 things. There's a more important area than the 20-week moving average. It's on the daily chart. But first things first, on the short-term price action, I think it's interesting, this potential setup. I'm curious to see what happens literally around 67,000. Right at this moment, is Bitcoin going to start consolidating to the downside? Maybe to these moving averages here. We're back in the lower 60s all of a sudden. Maybe we're testing a higher low Fibonacci, maybe closer to 60. Let's see where the actual Fibonacci is. Literally, the 618, 61,000, the 786, 59,000. Are we going to go down to that area? Are we going to put in an inverse head and shoulders of some type, and then we're getting a breakout maybe in the next week or two? I don't know. I'm monitoring this $67,000 area, but either way, the important moment for Bitcoin, I think, where you can really start paying attention or raising that bullish eyebrow is the 200-day moving average. And you can see that's right around $72,000 to $73,000 right now. It's not a massive move for Bitcoin, but I would be very careful as we continue to put in the formation of the bottom. Nobody knows what the formation of this bottom will look like, but the 200-day moving average will be, I think, a confirmation of exiting the bottom. You can see what happened back here in 2023. It exited that bottom in January. And then you can just go through all of the cycles of Bitcoin. We get these drawdowns of the 200, and it's when it gets flipped, right? Bitcoin above the 200 in red. That's when we see these macro bullish reversals and Bitcoin doing something very nicely, right? And you can just go all the way back on this chart. Just look at this. You go all the way back to 2015. Above that 200, we start putting in this new uptrend. And I'm telling you, when you start studying PMI data alongside those uptrends, things become very big and I say correlated to what a bull market looks like. And then we have the same story playing out on Ethereum. This is Ethereum on the weekly chart. I think this is, I'm going to spend the time on the weekly on Ethereum. It's the $2,000 area. Interestingly enough, Ethereum is so close to that, but it is more of a thing of, well, what does the next 1 to 2 weeks of closes look like on the weekly? 3 to 4% away from the 20. Why is that such a big area? Obviously, there's important areas all across the board here. There's important areas, I'm sure, on the daily chart. But the reason why this is important on this weekly chart is very simply because when Ethereum flips the 20-week moving average, if we go back to the data that's on record, that is just the move. That is the macro move, right? Here it is back in 2017. Here it is even in the 2019 lows. And then here it is again, entering the last real bull market for Ethereum. It's breaking above and closing higher highs and higher lows on the weekly above the 20-week. And this is where we are right now. We're in this moment of testing. You can see Ethereum failed right here, right? Fell lower, pulled in again to the 20, failed, fell lower. We're pulling into the 20. You can see a slow shift of the 20, which is phenomenal. It's what we want on the long term. That macro pivot finally moving back to the upside, but it's the continuation of these tests. What happens? What happens at $2,000 Ethereum? Can we get an explosive move, a weekly candle that's like getting separation from the 20-week moving average? That's what I'm looking for. Something kind of similar to that, right? I don't want to get these little tests and fail. We want a really defined moment where Ethereum breaks out above the 20-week moving average. And that's what I'm waiting for. So to wrap it all up, everybody, I'm telling you right now, multi-year, like 5-year-long suppression of Ethereum and altcoins, a bull market for Bitcoin that just, yeah, it was nice, right? But it wasn't the bull market. All of these things, we are coming at the intersection of a macro shift. And in the next couple of weeks, the next even 2 months, nobody knows what the structural formation will look like for these charts. But what I can tell you is we are at this moment in time that takes years to set up. And this has been a record-breaking contraction of the business cycle. When the business cycle charges, everything lights up. And that is precisely what I think is getting ready to happen right now. And we are simply an opportunity zone. So I wanted to present all this data to you, everybody. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to continue tracking this data with me, even if you don't agree, I think it's valuable data to consider. Hit the subscribe, turn notifications on. And if you enjoyed the video, please smash that like. I will see you in the next video. God bless.